It is an exciting. It is an exciting day. And so I want to start off by saying aloha kakahiyaka because it is early in the morning here in the beautiful islands of Hawaii. And since we are international today, as I see some beautiful faces here on the screen, I also want to say welcome, bienvenue. And thank you so much for joining us. It is my absolute honor to be able to introduce today a true visionary and pioneer in personal development and relationship marketing, Mr. Cody Bateman. And as the founder and CEO of Promptings, Cody has sparked a global movement of gratitude and connection. This movement is so powerful and has empowered millions worldwide to act on their promptings, and this has transformed how we express gratitude. Through promptings, Cody inspires us to act on our promptings. You know, it's those little inner urges that help us to reach out in kindness and appreciation. Today, we are privileged to have Cody share his wisdom and passion for the gratitude movement. And I want to invite you and join me in welcoming the man who is transforming lives one heart at a time and creating a ripple effect beyond what we can even imagine. With that, I give you the one, the only Cody B.
Oh.
My goodness. My goodness. Marianne, thank you for such a beautiful welcome. I appreciate that very much. My word, how do you live up to that, right? It's an honor. It's an honor. And I want to thank all of you for taking the time to be on this call today. I know that all of us are busy and you got lots of stuff going on, but hopefully this is an opportunity for you to take 40, 45 minutes out of your schedule to really connect with some things today. That's kind of the purpose, is to help us connect with some positivity in our life. All of us need more positivity, especially in the world we live in today. And that's what I'm hoping we accomplish on this call today, is that we really make some connection with positivity in our life. Um, so thank you for that very, very kind introduction. You're on this call today as a guest from Marianne Roos or Nicole Knoll and Sherry Pedrioli and Kathy Peterson. So if you're on here, you know who brought you to this call. It's one of those four amazing people. And I just want to share with you a little bit about each of them. I have personal relationship with each of those people. I've had a chance to work with them and get to know their hearts, and you're here because of them. They're in a special founders group with me, and I've made a commitment to help them with people that are in their networks who may want to get involved with this gratitude movement. So you're here because of them. And I tell you, if I spent time on each of those four ladies, it would take the whole call, because they're just amazing people, and you're blessed to have them in your network and as your friends and possible mentors. So thank you to Kathy Peterson, to Nicole Knoll, to Marianne Roos, and Sherry Pedrioli. Thank each of them for inviting you onto this call today. So with that in mind, I'm just going to kind of share a few things. There's a pretty big diversity of people here. I've actually studied, they sent me notes on you. They sent me notes on you because I want to do my best to make connection with each of you as best I can. And a lot of you have different interests. Some of you are interested in doing promptings as a business. Some of you are just interested in sending cards to people. Some of you want to get more involved with this gratitude movement or learn what it's all about and how you can be involved. So there's a whole bunch of you on here, but I'm going to tell you what I'm doing right now is acting on a prompting that I just had. I just had it, like it's kind of throwing me off a little bit, because I was going to jump into something and I just had an instant prompting right now. then I need to shift this conversation a little bit. I want to talk to you about frequency. And that was not planned, by the way, until 10 seconds ago. I want to talk to you about frequency. And there's different types of frequency that are beneficial to us in our life. The first frequency is what the gratitude movement is all about. Being in the frequency of gratitude, again, is what this movement is all about. But what does it mean? I mean, if you're in the frequency of gratitude, what is the benefit? Now, I think all of you know, I don't have to get on a soapbox and talk about the value of that. But frequency is everything. And if you're in the frequency of gratitude, everything else will fall into place in your life. I say quite a bit that gratitude, being in gratitude frequency is everything. Gratitude is everything. It will drive everything in your life. It will drive your personal development. It will drive your relationships. It will drive your money. It will drive your manifestation techniques. It will drive everything. Now, we are the premier gratitude sharing service in the world today here at Promptings. We have personal development programs that are gratitude driven. Everything we do in personal development is gratitude driven. And you use tools to share gratitude with other people and to share gratitude with yourself. And that puts you in what we call gratitude frequency. I'm coming out in fact, I have the final draft right over here on the conference table. The final draft of coming out with the Promptings Way Gratitude Journal. Okay. Now, this is a sample journal here, and we've had numerous people using the sample gratitude journal. The final product is coming out soon. Again, I've got the final draft sitting right over there. Would y'all like to see it? Well, I'm not going to show it to you, but it is sitting right over there. Okay. Now, again, this wasn't planned for this call, but I want to share with you something that's in it. So in the gratitude journal, you have a chance where you can daily go in and write down expressions of gratitude for that day, for that particular moment. And there's several other things in there that tie into our training, and you do this on a daily basis. But I want to show you this right here. This is a frequency chart, and you see a line that goes through the middle. And everything above the line are positive emotions, and they kind of transcend. So it just gets more and more and more positivity to the top. Everything below the line are negative emotions. So you have all these different types of emotions that are listed out here. So you get to daily monitor if you're residing above this line or you're dipping below the line. Now, part of the key to this is just being conscious about where you're at on a daily basis. If you can get visual and conscious about where your frequency's at, it can make a dramatic difference in your life. Because here's the bottom line. If you're dipping below the line, you have fallen out of gratitude, period. Now, a lot of people don't like to hear that. What are you talking about? I'm grateful for it. No, wait a minute. You're experiencing negative emotions right now. So something triggered you into the negative emotion, an activity happened or an action happened that got you feeling not very happy, right? So your attention has gone out of what you're grateful for and into what you're mad at. So no matter how much you try to justify it, you've fallen out of gratitude when you've dipped below the line. So what's the key to getting back above the line is to, as fast as you can, get back into gratitude about anything. Get back into gratitude about anything. I told this story the other day. I'm very conscious with this. So I told the story the other day that something triggered me and I fell below the line and I was mad at something. And it was here at the office and something happened and whatever. And we all go through that, right? I was mad, ticked off, whatever. But I instantly knew I'd fallen below the line. And so I instantly consciously knew I got to find something that I feel gratitude on so I can dip above the line. I was sitting out in the foyer of our place here, and outside the foyer, outside a window, there's a flower garden. It's just a teeny little flower garden, and there's a big flower that's sitting right outside the door. I've walked in and out that door 1,000 times and never noticed the flower. Never noticed it. I mean, I'm busy, right? I'm in and out. But in that moment, I was looking for something to be grateful for. I saw the flower. So I walked out, I took a deep breath, and I spent a minute smelling the flower and looking at the flower and admiring the beauty of the flower. And I instantly got into gratitude about the abundance that the universe provides us by having these beautiful things like flowers grow. Instantly, boom, I'm back above the line. I went back in the office, couldn't even remember what made me mad. Now, why do I share that? Why do I share that on a gratitude movement call? Because that's what gratitude does. You can share gratitude in a myriad of different ways. You can just state down things you're grateful for in a moment. But imagine being in a world where you're sharing gratitude with others every single day. In promptings, we have what we call these heartfelt prompting cards, right? That's where you have a prompting that you should reach out to somebody to thank them, to wish them a happy birthday, to celebrate an accomplishment. And those are promptings, and you all have them. And I know you have them because you wouldn't be on this call if you were not experiencing these promptings. The reason you're on this call is because that prompting thing has spoken to you. You know you have them. You know you should be reaching out to others, and most of you probably already do. And you know what it feels like when you act, right? So imagine doing that every day, like it's a habit where every day I'm sending out gratitude. Where do you think your gratitude frequency is going to be if you're sending cards and gifts to people every single day, right? That's one of the beauties of this gratitude movement using the promptings and send out card system is it's a gratitude sharing tool that puts you in the frequency of gratitude. Does that make sense? So that's kind of a fun thing. Now there's another frequency I want to talk to you about. That's the gratitude frequency. There's a second, and by the way, and I want to get your comments on this too. I want to get your comments on this. There's a second frequency that I think that we are disconnected from a lot. Second frequency is what I call the abundance frequency. We live in a universe of abundance. It's everywhere. All you have to do is look outside. All you have to do is watch a sunrise, watch a sunset. All you got to do is focus on the beautiful leaves on your trees, the blades of grass on your lawn, the water that's flowing down the river or streams. That's all you got to do. You just got to spend 5 seconds to get conscious about the abundance that's displayed everywhere in the universe. We are the greatest of the creations in that universe as human beings. So why do we limit ourselves? We get disconnected with abundance. We get disconnected from the abundance frequency. Does that make sense? So I think that's where the great pain you're feeling. And now hopefully you've had a chance to watch the gratitude webinar, because in the gratitude webinar, we talk about this pain that's in the world. There's two primary things that are causing pain in the world today, and they both have to do with disconnection. The first disconnection is with people. Because of social media, we've gotten connected with people, but because of social media, we've gotten disconnected with people, right? Everybody's staring at their phones and getting distracted by the 150,000 images that are coming into you every day. So you get distracted and you become more disconnected. Also, people on social media, they use conflict and controversy to get more likes, comments, and follows. The mainstream media has done it forever, and now we are the content creators in social media to get more likes and whatnot. Controversy draws more people in than nice things do, and that's very unfortunate in our society, but it's the truth. So when you're on social media, not only are you kind of disconnecting, but you're seeing a lot of conflict and a lot of controversy. So you feel that, you feel the pain of that. It's like, yeah, I wish I could go back to when in the 80s, 70s and 80s, when I was growing up and you just went outside and played with your friends, right? And we see less and less of that today. So we feel that pain, right? The other disconnect is disconnected from abundance. We limit ourselves. You know, how many times have you heard the word inflation in the last day?
Mhm.
How many times have you heard that word, inflation? Now, we're experiencing inflation and it hurts. That's a truth, that's a reality. But when you go out there and listen to what the world is talking about, that's the headline. The headline's not the pretty red flower outside my door. The headline's inflation, and it makes you think, right? So we naturally are engaged in that, and it lowers our abundance frequency. So what I want to do today, which was a prompting that happened after this call started, is I want to do some fun with a couple of little exercises, hopefully to get you back connected with the frequency of gratitude and maybe get you back connected with the frequency of abundance. Y'all want to play? Y'all want to do a little exercise and do that? Which one do you want to do first? Do you want to do the gratitude one first or the abundance one? Which one? Tell me. This is where you talk. I don't know if we have a comment thing in here.
I say
Gratitude,
yes.
gratitude.
I've seen a lot of gratitude. All right, let's do the gratitude one first. Hopefully you've had a chance to watch the gratitude movement webinar and to attend that. If you haven't, I highly encourage you to get in there and do that. So you've been exposed possibly to the webinar. You've been exposed to promptings and sending cards. Many of you have sent cards. Many of you are thinking about sending cards and making that part of your life. Okay. You want to learn more about this thing called the gratitude movement and what is it going to do for you. So what I'm going to do is ask you a very simple question, and I want you to write the answer down to this. Okay, I need you to write it down somewhere, because whoever invited you here, they're going to come back and follow up with you on this question. So when it comes to gratitude in your life, okay, when it comes to you expressing and making gratitude a central part of your business and your personal life, do you want to be a casual gratitude sender or a premium gratitude sender? There's no wrong answer. Whatever first comes to your mind, just write it down. Some people think, well, premium's better than gratitude, or premium's better than casual, so I better answer premium. No, you need to answer what your heart is saying. There's no wrong answer. Do I want to be a casual sender of gratitude or a premium sender of gratitude? Do I want my network of people in my life to feel appreciated by me? And what level am I willing to invest to do that? Right? Does that make sense? Now, a lot of people, when they get into this, they think to themselves, well, if I do this, if I make sure that everyone in my network feels appreciated by me, what's in it for me? We all have a tendency to think of marketing and sales and promotion first. Why? Because we have to put food on our table and we're making a living, right? So whatever we're involved with in business and life, you think to yourself, well, if I do this, what's the return? There's nothing wrong with that. It's like, what's the return? But when it comes to gratitude, gratitude's kind of at a different level, because if you're sharing gratitude because you really want the people in your network to feel appreciated, like that's what you want, then the return's going to be much bigger. But if you're doing it to get something, if you're sharing gratitude, thinking, well, if I just send gratitude cards out, they'll give me some business down the road, and I'm going to monitor the return on investment. If that is your conscious focus, you will get results. You'll get great results, but you won't get exceptional results. You'll get exceptional results if the key motivation is to share gratitude. So, question is, do I want to be a casual gratitude sender or a premium gratitude sender? I just want you to kind of write the answer down to that. All right. Hopefully that's helping you. Now, and here's another thing to ask. How much am I willing to invest in a gratitude plan? What you send out is what comes back to you, right? So how much am I willing to invest in making sure that everybody in my network feels appreciated? That's a key question, right? And you might just want to jot something down on that. So casual sender or a premium sender. Everybody done that? Everybody's written something down? Okay. Now let's go to the second exercise. So that's kind of a connecting with gratitude frequency. Now let's move over to possibly connecting with abundance frequency. Is everybody ready? Another exercise. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions here. If money and limiting beliefs were not an issue, you don't have to worry about money. You don't have to worry about limiting beliefs. You're in a super good place. If money and limiting beliefs were not an issue in your life right now, I want you first to list 3 things that you would do in your life right now. Money and limiting beliefs are not an issue at all. 3 things you would run out and do right now. Money and limiting beliefs not an issue. 3 things you would run out and do. We're hoping to getting you to connect back into that dream cycle that's in your brain, getting you reconnected with the abundance of who you are as a person. 3 things that you would run out and do right now. I always like to hear the answers to these because we see very unique answers. But I'm going to go on to the next list of questions. Now I want you to list 3 things that you would have right now, that you would go out and get. So 3 things you would do. Now you're going to write 3 things that you would have. What money's not an issue, limiting beliefs not an issue. 3 things that you would have. Just quickly write those down. We had one of our guests on this call said that they wanted to go out and get a Helix double turbo phalange helicopter. That's a pretty unique thing to go out and get, right? So it's fun to see what people's interests are. I'll bet you a helicopter's not on any one of your lists. Maybe there is, I don't know. But 3 things that you would just run out that you would have and be part of in your life. Okay, now here's the final one. This is the best one of all. This is the final one. There's only one of these, just one thing to list. Money and limiting beliefs are not an issue. What is one thing in your life that you would become? What would you become? Okay, now as you're writing those down, I'd love to have some of you share your stuff. This is always the fun part of the deal. We were able to get a glimpse into your genius a little bit by your answers. What are those interests, right? So if any of you want to share, go ahead and do it. I don't know if I guess you can raise your hand or you can just speak up. Just go ahead. Who would like to share? Jenny Peterson, I'm going to put you on the line. I'm going to put you on the spot. I'm
Awesome.
going to put
Um,
you on the spot. Yeah.
So for me, I definitely said buy my parents a vacation house in the mountains because we really just we love the snow and obviously we send cards so we could do that anywhere in the world. So definitely that would be one. Um Live in Sardinia with a boat. I have been extremely interested in traveling and actually I'm gonna use send out cards within that. I'm in school right now to become a travel agent and I'm going to use send out cards to follow up. Um, I'm absolutely in love with the water, so that would definitely be my second one. And then also getting a bounce house that's always just at my house stored here because I buy bounce houses for myself at least like once every few months. That's why my mom's laughing because she knows I'm a child. So that's definitely the three things I would definitely want to get if money wasn't an issue. Then for the second ones, kind of funny, but I put unlimited Hawaiian bread for Taz. Taz is my cat. I love my cat. He actually was a guest maybe like 10 minutes ago on here. He is the best boy ever. I love him. I actually use him on cards to send to people. For Father's Day, we actually used him because obviously my dad is the grandpa of him. So, we always use him and send out cards. And then what I want to be in the future, if I could be anything, would be a world traveler because I think you learn so much when you witness different cultures, the way different people live. And I think if everyone was open to that, the world would just get along better. Kind of like using send out cards. If everyone used send out cards, we'd have so much more positivity and appreciation for each other.
Thank you, Jenny. How many of you have on your list a bouncy house? I bet you nobody else has bouncy house on.
No, probably not.
So on this call, I have Callie Teagarden, who's over our field operations at Promptings. Callie wrote down an I am statement or a goal several years ago that is the same as yours. Callie, what was it?
I travel the world.
Now, how long ago did you state that as a dream?
I think I first wrote it down at the first prompting seminar I attended in 2010.
You wrote down I am a what?
I wrote down I travel the world.
I travel the world. So that was a goal then that you weren't doing that then.
no, a little bit, but not to the extent I wanted. I had 11, 12 days of vacation at the time. So I was going some places, but I didn't feel like 12 vacation days was doing that for me.
So what's it like today?
I have freedom. My husband and I, what now, 6 years ago, went on a 4-month trip after we got married to Australia, Singapore, Thailand, and Bali, and spent 4 months over there. And now I travel, right? We're going, I'm golfing everywhere now. Before it was more scuba diving, but I always say in my world now, I would need 2 months of vacation to live my life, and Cody knows that. But it's been amazing. And when Jenny talked about the cultures, right, I totally resonated with that because it is amazing experience to go visit other places and experience other cultures.
Yeah, excellent. So yeah, really good stuff. Now, this is what we do here. We have a community here in the Promptings community, and this is what we do. We connect with the frequency of gratitude every day, and we connect with the frequency of abundance and do personal development. We even have income streams available for people who would share the gratitude movement to help them create extra streams of income so that they can raise their belief level on the dreams that they have in their life, things that they want to do in their life. Callie's been a part of that. And a big part of that. And today she's built that freedom and the ability to go. It's kind of funny because she's over field operations here at corporate, but she's also an affiliate of Promptings, right? So she lives the Promptings affiliate lifestyle, but I'm like, wait a minute, time out. You're going where? We got work to do, we got stuff to do. So there's a little bit of fun conflict that we have. But what's cool though, Callie, and we talked about this yesterday, is that both Callie and I, with the beginning of this gratitude movement and what we're doing right now, we're working harder now than at any time in our lives. I just turned 60. I joke with my neighbors all the time because they're all in their 60s. And I'm like, is it just me? I say this to my neighbors, is it just me, or I thought things were supposed to slow down when you were 60. I mean, I'm working harder now than I've ever worked in my life, and everybody laughs about it. But here's the deal. It doesn't feel like work. Like, it does not feel like work. I have 4 of these Zoom calls to do today. This is the first one. Back to back to back, I have different groups coming on. But this isn't work to me. This is an opportunity for me to connect with each of you, hopefully, so that we can share a glimpse of higher frequency. That's what this is all about, is just sharing a glimpse of higher frequency. Okay. So you have written down the answer to the first question, premium or casual sender. You have answered some questions according to dreams and goals in your life. Hopefully that's kind of reconnected you with some things that you may want to do. I got one more question for you to write the answer down to. Okay. So, and it's just, you can answer it one of 2 ways. The next question is this: would you be interested in having your own gratitude business where you could create an extra stream of income being part of the gratitude movement? No wrong answer, yes or no. Or would you simply want to share gratitude within your own network? So some of you may just want to share gratitude in your own network. Some of you may want to do both, right? Typically, people that want to do the gratitude business want both, because they're gonna do the gratitude sharing tools in their own network, and they're gonna build a gratitude business. So just answer that question. If you have an interest in those, these are just things for you to be thinking about. And then, of course, whoever invited you here today will kind of get back with you and ask for the answers to those questions. At the end of the day, folks, this is the goal. The goal is to help each other get into a higher frequency. My goal is not to close you on a big package today and have you get out a credit card and pay. That's not my goal. This is not one of those high pressure webinar things where you get on with people and they do all these little tactics to get you. That's not what I'm doing. I'm here today to help connect myself and each of you to a higher frequency of gratitude, frequency of abundance in our life. You'll notice the other thing that I like about our environment is we don't have the high pressure, high pitch approach to doing business. We don't do that here. We believe that the benefit of gratitude speaks for itself. You either want to be part of a gratitude business or part of a gratitude movement, or you don't. You either want to be a premium gratitude sender or maybe a casual sender, or maybe it doesn't matter to you. We're just looking for those who are ready to do those things. But I will tell you this, if you've tapped it all into some energy on this call today, you've tapped into a higher frequency of gratitude, for one. You've tapped into a higher frequency of abundance just for a slight minute, right? But those things are delivered every single day in this community. Both of those, they're delivered every day in this community. And that's the reason why it doesn't feel like work to me. Callie, I don't know about you, but it just doesn't feel like work.
No, it's fun.
Now, I'll
It's
just use Kathy Peterson as an example. Kathy invited a lot of people on here today. You probably lost track of how many hours you spend inviting people to this call, right? Does that feel like work to you?
No, not at all.
Why?
It's because I feel like I'm sharing what I share makes me happy, and sharing this is really what brings light into my life.
Yeah, excellent. Sherry Pedrioli. I mean, you've got a huge list of people that's either here today or committed to the recording of this. This is being recorded. Again, same question. You've spent a lot of time and energy on this. What does it feel like to you?
I do it again and again and again because it fills my heart, just that I can continue to share. I know how people feel when they receive the cards. I know how I feel when I receive the cards, and it's just something that I just love to share. So when you're sharing and it's coming from the heart, it's not work.
Yeah.
And I get to have freedom too. I get to go on my motorhome and send cards. I can travel.
So I want to ask a question to each of the four hosts today. So Sherry, Kathy, Marianne, and Nicole. They're affiliates in this business. So whenever they sponsor anything in the business, they get paid. They get paid, and they get paid on their own efforts, and they get paid on the efforts of teams of people that they build and help support. So there's a chance for, we call sponsor pay, which is when you go out and sponsor somebody, you're doing an activity, you get paid. You also get override pay on your team, which that's money that comes in whether you work or not. And so there's both of those opportunities in here. But I'm going to ask a question to each of the four of you. If I decided tomorrow that, and by the way, I will never decide this, so I'm going to say that up front. But if I decided tomorrow that I was no longer going to pay affiliates any commissions at all, I was not going to send any more money to anybody. Question number one, would you still send cards and gifts every day?
Absolutely.
And number two,
1,000%.
and number two, would you still share it with other people?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
If you can answer yes to both those questions without commission attached, you know you have something special. How many things in life can say that you did? Now, there's probably other products and services that you would say yes to that, whether they paid you or not, but there's not very many. This is a mission-driven opportunity. Callie, you had a comment?
No, I'm good.
Oh, okay. So these are just some fun things for you to think about. Now I'm going to open it up to you. If any of you have any questions or comments regarding this conversation today, feel free. I'm the founder of this movement. I started Send Out Cards in 2003. I started it. The mission's always been the same, to help people act on their promptings. We have rebranded under the name Promptings as of a year ago, and we have a whole new movement, whole new opportunity. And one of the big things that the difference is today is, one of the things we have found is most everybody has an interest in sharing gratitude, but it's very difficult to get into the habit of doing it. A lot of what we offer today is plug and play programs. Okay. When you hear about premium gratitude plans, they're plug and play plans, meaning a gratitude specialist gets with you. They assess your business needs and personal needs. They set up your account the right way to make sure that everyone in your network feels appreciated by you. They do the work for you. They set it up for you. They can even get the system to start automatically sending cards and gifts for you, to where you don't necessarily have to do it yourself. We found that a lot of people have a need for that up front. And then when you start seeing the results of it, then you personally get more engaged. the best way to connect with people is a personal, heartfelt message of kindness in a card. We call those heartfelt prompting cards. That's by far the best way. System cards are great. You know, Callie, so what, you send 3 or 4 heartfelt cards a day to people that you've had a prompting to send a card to.
Mhm.
But how many birthday cards do you send out a year?
About 2,400, about 200 a month. So
2,400 people in her network get a birthday card from her. Now, do you send those?
no, our virtual assistant team, the gratitude specialists, send them. And they actually now, Cody, have started adding a picture on the inside. If I'm Facebook friends with the person, they get a card that also has their photo of them or them and their loved ones on the card as well.
So imagine that. Just imagine in your own network that everybody, if nothing more, everybody in your network got a birthday card from you and it was personalized with their own picture in it, but you didn't have to do the work. So now you can focus on the 1 or 2 or 3 heartfelt cards that you would send out each and every day. Kathy can tell you, any of our hosts today can tell you that when they combine system card sending and virtual assistant and system card sending with their own personal heartfelt prompting cards, that's when the magic happens. Sherry, tell us, tell us.
No, it is, because I also send a lot of cards. And you know, my eyes are on every card because they have to be for one reason. I'm going to look at them because I will get calls and I will get texts and I will get emails. It's like, thank you so much for that card. How did you find that picture? It's like, oh. So no, it just, yeah.
Well, and you're in the construction business, and
Yeah.
the results you've gotten have been phenomenal over the years. In fact, just tell a quick story about, because I'm reading faces. Cool, man. What's my return on investment? Tell them a little
Yeah.
bit of return on investment.
Well, I actually started as a customer using it for the tool for my plumbing company. And because I've always been a card sender, but nothing like this. So I was so grateful and blessed to send out cards back in 2018. And it has leveled up my card sending and my appreciation. I have contractors that are just, they can't stop talking about us. It's like, oh my God, where did you find this picture? Oh, you're putting pictures of our job sites. Oh, and this gift basket that they're calling my office, telling my office, it's like, you guys, if we ever do work in your area again, you don't even have to put a bid in. You guys have our work.
Well, and that's a great point. So in the contractor business, obviously low bidder takes, right?
Yeah, we used to be that way.
Are you always the low bidder?
No. I just actually sat in on a B2B call, leadership retreat not too long ago, and one of our contractors was actually there, or another contractor for the developer, and he learned that lesson. It's like, they don't do that. They work with people who appreciate them and take care of them. And he was like the first to say, and he's like, and if you ever got cards from her, you'll stay doing business with her.
You know, another thing that I've found is when you become a consistent gratitude sharer, so like you're sending cards and gifts and you're very conscious about sharing appreciation, you actually become a better, whatever service you're doing, you become better at it. Like you care more about the people. Most of you probably go above and beyond anyway, but when you get into the frequency of gratitude, your whole service mindset goes up. You genuinely care about people. Jody and I are looking for a pool guy right now because the pool guy we got does not appreciate the business we give him. He doesn't show up when he needs to. He tells us he'll be there. He doesn't show up. All kinds of problems. I know I've got to invest $4,000 right now on a new cover to our pool and a new motor and a new this and that. There's some maintenance that has to be done. And I'm looking for a pool person that actually cares. Do you know anybody? I'm here in Salt Lake City. See, we look for people that care about us, that appreciate us, And I will pay more money. I'll pay premium to a pool person that really cares about my pool.
Mhm.
And that's what we do here. That's what we do. That's that gratitude frequency. So any other thoughts, questions before we log out? Anybody want to make any comment whatsoever, or any question you might have? Again, I want, Mary Ann, go ahead.
So to answer that question that you were asking about, what if you decided not to pay out commissions anymore? And I tell people all the time that even if I made no money, I would still be sharing it with everyone because of the impact that it has made in my life, and especially with a very important relationship, which is my mom. So long story short, this past summer, I was able to be reunited with my mom after not seeing her in over 20 years. And I started using this system, I believe it was 2011, sending an average of 2 cards a day to her, to where it was one-way communication. Just coming from me, I was not able to get anything back. And when I went to see her this summer, her bathroom, her bedroom, her living room, her refrigerator, her door, and she had photo albums full of cards of things that I had sent her over the years, pictures of everything that we did with the kids. We were staying in touch, keeping that bridge alive while she was not able to communicate from her end all over for all those years. Then we were able to be reunited this summer, and it was like no time had passed, and it's amazing. So thank you.
Wow, what a beautiful story. Beautiful story. Thank you for sharing that with us. Any other comments before we, I do have
Maggie.
Maggie, go ahead.
Hi, thank you so much for having me, and thank you for the invite, Kathy. All I wanted to share was I was at the receiving end of receiving one of your super awesome cards, along with a couple of the of treats. I live in Anchorage, Alaska, and happened to meet Kathy in another networking event that both her and I participate in, and it was great. It was such a great feeling being able to receive something from someone that literally I had met on one other occasion. And I feel like after our conversation and being able to receive something small from Kathy, it's created this bond between her and I to be able to continue to do work together. I don't know what the capacity is for the future. I really, truly believe that opening the window to communication with people makes us better people. But I really appreciate all of the time, the effort, the invite to Kathy for a great call like this, because I have no affiliation with you guys, but I've already talked about your company to other people. Like I have no affiliation whatsoever outside of a card and some treats that we enjoyed during camping in the Alaska wilderness a couple of weeks ago from you, Kathy. And it's I couldn't sing your praises enough to people that I talk to and the ones that are looking to create those connections, whether it's through business, personal, like the story that was shared. And so really, really, really appreciate you guys taking the time to put this call. And again, Kathy, thank you so much for everything.
Thank you for sharing that, Maggie. Appreciate that very much. So yeah, listen, thank you for your time today. It means a lot to me personally. I appreciate it very much. And just get back with the person that brought you here and give them the answers to those questions, and they can kind of guide you from there. But we're just raising the frequency of gratitude in the world. That's what the gratitude movement's all about. You can create extra stream of income in doing that. And the cool thing about our income model is that you get paid for your own personal efforts, and you get paid for team efforts, which allows you to go world travel like Callie does, because the money keeps coming in. It's you want to be involved with a business that's going to go into a momentum phase. We are truly entering a momentum phase with the gratitude movement. This company will 10x over the next 2 to 3 years. So if you can be on that wave, that's very beneficial for you, doing something makes a difference in the world, something that makes the world a better place. So we'd love to have you be a part of us in any way, and appreciate your time very much today. Thank you very much. And we'll probably see some of you in the future. So I appreciate you all very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Cody.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you and aloha.